Hello and welcome to All Shorts. And be new, huh? Yeah, I've got a Canada. I have, yeah. Thanks, Mike, for sending it to us here in France. Yeah, I'm in France, I am. And there's cows over there. Yeah, cows. Vache, if you like, en français. Well, you see, the Canadian people, they're pissed off, okay? They're sick to death of all the rhetoric. The 51st state rhetoric, they're sick to death of all the tariffs and the attacks on their country, the threats by Donald Trump, and yet they've got the cheek to tell the Canadians that they're the ones being nasty for boycotting their products. What do you fucking well expect? That is a result of your fucking threats. They don't want to be invaded by the United States. No. Well, that relationship is dying, if not dead now. And Trump did that. No, it wasn't that long ago. That Steve Harper of the Conservatives, wasn't that long ago, he was all, well, a Maple Macker. Yeah, he's all for Donald Trump, thought there's opportunities to be had. And now he's saying, oh my God, I was wrong. That's what he's saying now. You've got those on the left, Abby and what have you, he's, let's keep away from old Trump. Yes, we like our wind turbines. Not fucking windmills. It's not a grinder. It's not a mill. It's a turbine. It's a generator. Oh, crikey, Trump, you fucking moron and your bird-killing windmills. Well, you see, Stephen Harper, he got a call, he did, just recently, but from Mark Carney. And they had some mutual things to say, they're playing, they're on the same playing field, they are. They too believe that, the Conservatives believe that it's time to push back and do what is right for Canada. It's no good sucking up to Donald Trump. There ain't a deal to be had that's worth actually having. Look at all these fucking trade deals that the European Union, 27 member states, has negotiated. The United Kingdom has negotiated. They've got a big fat signature on a blank piece of paper that they did. Well, you see, I think the thing we need to realise and understand is these deals, it's all showmanship. That's all it is, showmanship. Because these deals are worthless. Absolutely worthless. All they're going to do is, it's like a tariff bridge. It's like a bridging tariff, or bridging the tariffs. So, you can look for a new direction. Because nothing in those deals seem hard and fast. In fact, a lot of it seems to be a lot of fluff. Promises that the European Union, for instance, can't even keep. It's not down to the European Union to where individual member states invests their money. It's just not the case. That's not how it works. No, Donald Trump is trying to impose on the European Union and the United Kingdom to buy more military equipment from the United States, just so they can brick them if they aren't happy with you. Yeah, why would you do that? You're not going to, are you? You're going to make sure that you have total control over your security, especially when you've got a rogue player. His name is Donald Trump, the tangerine Palpatine that he is, the tangerine fucktard, if you like. Yes, he is. He can't help it. Him and his chocolate starfish. He's got a trail of fucking idiots behind him already, all sucking onto that old chocolate starfish. But they are, crikey, they're loving it. They are. I think it's amazing. Yeah, they must like corn or something. But you see, the thing is, never mind the fucking corn up as chocolate starfish. Countries like Canada, they're going to have to do everything they can to protect themselves. But ideally, they want a bridging tariff deal, just to tide them over while they find a new direction. Because let's be honest, okay, these tariffs, for which the European Union will be paying, it's a new baseline. The baseline's been risen. Used to be the baseline used to be a zero tariffs, but now it's 10 to 15% seems to be the baseline tariff. And that's what everybody can expect to pay now, around 10 to 15%. Donald Trump has upped the baseline, which is only going to increase the United States inflation. Doesn't make sense, does it, really, to go on this mad trip? It's an egotistical trip, because let's be honest, he's pretty egotistical, and he's going on about, America invented every fucking thing. I thought paper was invented by, China, and paper money was also China, and gunpowder was China, porcelain was China. Photography was France. Oh, the list goes on. America didn't invent everything. I'll tell you what they did invent. They invented Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, lovely people, you'd say. Oh, let's go to the island, have a great time. Apparently, if that's your thing, don't do it. No, you'll end up on the list. Well, you see. So, Mark Harper, I made some notes. I did. He had a call by Mark Carney, who I do have a warm fuzzy feeling for. I have to admit, he was good to us doing the Brexit when he was our Bank of England governor. I can't deny it. He did a bloody good job. He really did. And he's a sound individual. Who's pretty humble. He don't mind speaking to the opposition. He don't care. What he cares about is doing what's right for the Canadian people. He might get it wrong sometimes, but it won't be for the lack of trying and having his heart in the right place. The man ain't about money. He's not. He knows about money. He knows a lot more about money than Donald Trump. He's a very wise man regarding money. But he ain't going to taunt it and flaunt it in front of your face. He ain't going to be going, expect the cameras to be on every minute passing, and, well, actually on the caddy as well while he's cheating at golf, if you know what I mean. Just drop the ball there, don't put it into the bunker. It did. No, he's a different man. And the Canadian people, I hope, are proud of their Prime Minister, because he's not just a different man, he's a good man. I've got no doubt in my mind. I've also got no doubt that he will make some mistakes. But he won't. He's not the sort of person who'll come forward and say, I made a mistake. No, I haven't. I made a mistake, I did it on purpose. No. He'll own up to his mistakes. And he'll do what he needs to do to correct them. Because that's who he is. He's a solutions man. He'll also take Canadian people along with him while he's finding these solutions. I hope the microphone's getting a bit of breeze come through, but I apologise for that. But it's just it's just refreshing. I know I've done a video about that before, but it is refreshing. And some people might not like Doug Ford, for instance. No. Some people might not like Steve Harper, for instance. No, a bit conservative and all that. But they're all happy to talk to Mark Carney, the new Prime Minister. And why is that? It's because Mark Carney is happy to talk to them and ask for their advice, because he is a humble man. He asked Steve Harper, what would you do? And a year ago, Steve Harper had been all for Trump. And now he's saying, you put us on a different path. That's reading the room. And not being a feckin' sycophant. And somebody who's overly tribalistic. No. So fair dues to Steve Harper and fair dues to Doug Ford and other parties. There might have other parties. Nothing. The New British Columbia, isn't he? I think it is. There be. He wants to make a new. How to put it? Be a leader in windmills. No, I mean wind turbines. Renewable energy, which makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. So, anyway, that's my thoughts anyway on the matter. And I just hope I hope you get a deal, but there won't really be a deal It'll just be a bridging tariff deal, just to tide you over. Because nothing else is worth a shit, quite frankly. Because you can't trust Donald Trump. There is no deal to be had with Donald Trump. No. Anyway, what do you reckon? Please leave in the comments down below. And if you would like to participate in our rewilding project, we're planting trees on the field over here behind these trees, which we also planted, apart from the 2 cherry trees there, years ago. And we've been now planting up this field over here. We're planting 1,000 trees on 2 hectares of land, but it's about making habitats as well for little birds and the bees and the honeysuckle trees. Well, they're not animals, but anyway, we're making habitats, okay? I'm a woodworker, so I make a lot of bird boxes and bat roosts and what have you, and hedgehog houses and stuff. So there's this field over here, which we've already planted over 650 odd trees, and then we've got a field on the other side of the house over there, which was started on beginning of this year, but we need to make a proper go of that later on. So if you want to have a tree and you have a sign with a tree, maybe in memory of a loved one, what have you, or a newborn even, or just a message, like for instance over there, somebody donated to have a whole ring of trees, and we planted a whole ring of trees into like an album, happy. So we're growing that up, and I'm going to make, once they're big enough, probably this year, it'll be just big enough just to shelter the bench. I'll build a bench to go in there. So, because we do have people come here, you see, so that'd be quite nice. And also be nice to be making videos out there as well, because then we can talk about it, and obviously, and members of those people in Gaza that lost their lives. It's that kind of thing as well. It's just nice ideas, and besides, it's good for the birdies, it's good for the animals and little mammals, the insects, etc. So we're also buying lots of food plants that come at different times of the year, but that's such as obviously nut trees and but also fruiting trees, but everything really. And even like for instance, we're doing quite a lot of willow, because the bees love the willow, you see, when they start to get all the catkins on and the little yellow flowers on the catkins, and they absolutely go crazy over it. It's just a nice thing to do, and it's a positive note, isn't it? I like positivity. It's quite, we need a bit of positivity when this world is so blooming screwed up. It really is. Anyway, what do you reckon? If you look to our sport channel, there's Patreon, or you can buy us a coffee. My links are down below. But it's just keep strong and carry on, and don't forget to keep your elbows up. Toodaloo.